we were all at E3 last year, and our jaws all collectively hung open when we saw Project Natal, and we saw Peter Molyneux talking to Milo. Mm-hmm. I felt like, what happened? How did we suddenly get here so quickly? I almost felt like I had whiplash. I mean, do you feel like we're heading in a direction where we're going to have some sort of devices that are going to do other things and game? Is that what you mean when you say you don't think the console is going to go away?
Yeah, I think the iPhone is sort of a good example of one device doing many things really well, and the consoles do blockbuster games really well. Over time, you'll probably see more of a high-end experience on devices like the iPhone, and sort of where we're betting our future is more on the mobile side. But I don't think that we're really competing against the consoles, or I think there's a lot of areas that games are going to be a major part of everybody's life.
So we're also sort of seeing with the advent of the Wii and things like that, and with the aforementioned Project Natal, the disappearance of the controller. Do you guys think that's going to become a reality? We see things like the touchscreen on the iPhone and the touchscreen on the iPad.
I think the exciting part is the distribution, in that you can put something up in the App Store. There was just this huge barrier to entry going through 90s and earlier, that you had to have a huge team that could put something on disk and get it onto the shelf and have somebody publish it. And there was a little bit going on the web, but they were definitely more kind of hobby and independent things, not really.
And get shelf space at the store.
Yeah, there was just, you needed to be part of something big, and you needed to spend marketing dollars. And things have changed. Word of mouth, however that's coming, can get you out there, and you can get stuff out on your own little website or through the App Store. And if it blows up, and that's happening even in the movie industry, that someone puts out a small film, gets discovered, and it turns into something giant. There's just more opportunities out there. And I don't think the big games will go away. I still want to go back and play them. That's what I want to spend a couple hours a night on. The exciting thing for me is we're kind of exploding in all directions. Like the past year, yes, social gaming appeared. The iPhone's done some amazing things, and the consoles are doing amazing things. I don't think any part of it will actually disappear, in that it's big enough now, it's exploding beyond what we saw as, this is a game, you buy a console, you go to a store, you're a gamer if you play games. It's now exploding in all directions. So social gaming's a new space, mobile gaming, new space. The idea of the cloud and things being connected, or physical like the Wii and Move and Natal. I'm just excited that it's exploding in all directions, and that there's just so much energy behind it that it will become a part of your life in many ways. And that when I get a little buzz in my pocket, now it's time for Words with Friends, because somebody I don't even know has put down a Scrabble word. That's gaming just as much as me sitting at the console with surround sound, and probably someday with surround lighting, changing colors, and it's just all happening.
I want to take a minute and go into our time machine, and I want us to look into the future. And I want you guys to just really, don't be shy, don't be self-conscious, don't be embarrassed. Throw out some ideas about where you think games are going, because I'm super excited about where games are going. I don't know where they're going, and I'm a little scared, but I'm buckled in and I'm ready to go. And I still feel like what we're seeing these days, as sophisticated as games are, these are still the cave paintings for where we're going. These are still very crude, broad strokes for where we're going. Anybody feel anything? Do you feel it? Feel the future? Dave?
Well, I mean, in a broad sense, like I love the big games. Like I'm a hardcore gamer, and I want to continue to make those big high-dollar games, right? But the reality is with the pressures from used games and pirating and everything else, like the business model is starting to fall off a cliff, right? But so I really do think, though, that digital distribution is going to be the thing that saves everyone in this industry. I mean, not just us, but the guys that are doing the iPhone games or anything else. Like, I mean, as we move into the future, like for distribution models, we're going to be able to explore more of the interesting types of games that maybe we would have otherwise not been able to explore, like games that don't involve shooting people in the face, or games like Heavy Rain.
I missed that.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's going to be a place for it, right? But you know, things, the more heavy interactive narrative that's not necessarily focused on shooting, or more of more social gaming, or more serious games, as we call them.
More nudity?
Hell yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Why not? So yeah, just pass it down the line to Josh. You have anything? You know, I was thinking more along the lines of controlling games with your mind, or going into a room in your house that was a magic room, and you would be in the game, like a Ray Bradbury thing.
Yeah, like neural gaming, and you want like smell-o-vision.
Yeah, smell-o-vision.
Smell-o-vision.
Just I don't know. Like what I mean, what do you think? Do you?
I like the idea of all the transparent controls. I love that concept of just sort of being able to just sort of engage the experience and just take that plastic out of the plastic out of the way.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. Love the idea of just like a shared experience that everyone here right now could be playing a game and sort of like experiencing something together through that passive control. You know, like basically everyone right now is farming their farm right now. And we're like here looking at you farm the farm. That'd be totally rad.
Ted?
I think that over time, well, technology will improve. That's pretty much a given. I think you'll see more experimental games, like Heavy Rain is a really good example of something doing storytelling fairly well and making a big splash. And I expect to see more. As it is easier for creative types to get into creating games, you'll see more people trying more radical ideas.
Trent?
All right, maybe I'm less optimistic, but all I really want is to be able to flip on a device, have it seamlessly connect to the network, and there's no logins or lobbies or any of this other kind of crazy stuff. And I just flip it on, I'm in a world, I'm playing the game for as long as I feel like playing. I flip it closed and I'm done, and then I can come back when I feel like it later on.
That never happens when I try to install a PC game. Jay?
There's some obvious trends, the social gaming, the distribution. I think the distribution will change things. It's like the digital distribution. There'll still be people going to stores. Not everyone's going to be connected and totally happy to spend their money there. Maybe it'll take a while, but there's still music stores. You know, a lot of stuff will stick around for a while. Maybe 10 years out, things will be dramatically different. I would hope that we're retired and we're being surprised by what people in this room are doing. And it's hard to say where it really goes, because I'm surprised every day by stuff that, you know, is happening and is coming up next. And the future seems to be really now. And it's, can you match your ideas to a business or a distribution opportunity? And when you're thinking about a game experience, know where it's going to be, know how it's going to be in somebody's hands, how they received it, how it's connected, is it on live, what kind of system it's on. And instead of designing this little game, this little tiny world, think about it connected to the whole world around that game. And it really takes on a whole new meaning when it starts to follow you from place to place. I'm as a skateboarder, I read magazines, I watch videos, I wear the right clothes. As a gamer, it doesn't really happen to me. I'm really into this game, but I'm not quite, like, it doesn't follow me. I don't read the magazine. I could see games becoming more a part of my life as I just become a fan of them.
Jason, last word?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say the future of gaming is arcades.
That's very helpful, Jason. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Let's open it up to some questions. Who's got a question?
I was wondering what you guys think about 3D coming into gaming. Do you think it's just a gimmick, or do you think it's actually going to become something bigger?
Jason?
I don't know if it's a gimmick right now. I certainly think that you're going to see a lot of it over the next little while. And already seeing something like Clash of the Titans, which wasn't even shot in 3D, but being converted to 3D to kind of ride the wave of Avatar. It's obviously something that's big. And I forget who said it on the panel earlier, but when there's a trend, ride it. Jump on it and ride it. So is it the future? Will it be here in 5 years or 10 years? Who knows, because 3D has actually come and gone several times already.
Yeah, that was a good question. I meant to bring up 3D, and I didn't. I got a special prize for you. It's a $25 Cineplex pass. You come down and get it afterwards. Not now. I don't want to see you now.
As a writer, I work in the game industry, and seeing Heavy Rain come out, I thought was a great step forward in sort of a maturity of the industry as far as storytelling goes. So I'm just curious, because a lot of the reaction from hardcore gamers is it's not a game, it's an interactive movie, which as a gamer myself, maybe I agree with to some degree, but just hear maybe some reaction on what the panel thinks of future storytelling.
Yeah, it's Sony. It's a big step forward, guys. What do you think? Did you guys? I know you guys are busy with your own stuff, but did you guys play Heavy Rain? Have you seen it?
Yes, I've been managing to fit it in between sleeping and eating and then working. No, actually, Heavy Rain for me wasn't necessarily a game I would be super jazzed about. It just sort of appeared and threw it in the machine and have been playing it. And I find it's purely the narrative and the setting, purely just drawing me in. The gameplay mechanics are, they're enough to sort of keep me engaged. But I think seeing something that's purely about story and character development is awesome. I'd love to see a lot more of it. So.
Yeah, I mean, when do we start seeing, real relationships in games? When do we start seeing sex? When do we start seeing, just mature adult? What are you laughing at, Jason? We can destroy zombies with a lawnmower, but
You're just going too far.
Have I gone too far? No, I mean we're grown people. I'm ready for this.